Hello, Vegas, and hello to the no longer punters. This is going to be week 4. Now, we have 4 picks for you this week, but before we get to that, just want to say if you have an addiction to gambling, if you have a problem with the bets that you're placing, if you're wagering your rent on this week's games, please hit the back button. We can't have you hurting yourself. So, the first game we're going to jump into is our top play for the week, and this is going to be in the Baltimore-Washington game. Now, we just did see Baltimore's offense get dealt a blow because Kansas City and Tennessee now see what this offense is, and a lot of teams around the league are going to start to copy that. And as many superlatives as I like to place on Ron Rivera for his leadership and his character, I can't say innovative is one of them. So it's going to be unlikely that Washington really does this alteration this week. And with them being down Chase Young and Ioannidis already, the defensive line, which is formidable, is already starting to lose bodies. On top of that, they do have the pieces in their secondary with Landon Collins, with KPL, and Bostic to drop into the triangle and make things difficult, but you really aren't betting on this game because of the Baltimore Ravens offense. You're betting on it because of Dwayne Haskins. And I'm going to say something nice about Dwayne Haskins before I, do what we got to do. But when Dwayne Haskins came out, we were not fans. We did not expect him to live up to the first-round pedigree, not even close. But I have to give him credit. He's put in the work in this offseason. You've seen a number of changes that have been to his benefit. He shortened his windup. He's doing a little bit more of a dart throw on shorter passes. This offense fits him. And you're seeing about as best as we could have expected from Haskins when he came out in the draft. I expected that to take 2 years. It only took 1. Good for him. But this isn't going well, and there are still too many passes in harm's way. He's still immobile in the pocket. The pressure is going to get to him, and this offensive line is just bad. It's just bad, and Baltimore's defense is going to tee off on it. With the man coverage they're able to play, Washington can force them into a zone a little bit, but it's going to be a half and half, and you still have the talent that Baltimore has in their secondary. To this point in this season, Washington's matchups have been a little bit dicey. The emotion and effort that they came out with in week 1 swamped Philadelphia. Their defense hasn't been too impressive. Week 2, Arizona. I'm still not a believer in the Vance Joseph defense, even though it's been a little bit better. I just don't believe in it. And for the first half, they weren't able to move the ball because they couldn't protect the quarterback at all. And in week 3, they played against the Cleveland Browns defense, and they were terrible, and they still got to Haskins and caused a number of turnovers. Baltimore is by far the best defense that they have seen this year. And this team's averaging about 21 points a game, and a good deal of it against Arizona was in prevent at the end of the game. So we are betting Baltimore this week. And another thing to add to this, though, is that Rivera has brought this team out, and you have to give him credit. They have played hard. But when you're playing for something at the beginning of the season, you can see it start to wane out of them when, the reality of it pops up into your head that we're just not very good. And Washington's slowly losing their edge as weeks have gone on. Week 1 against Philly, bull in a china shop. Week 2 against Arizona. Week 3 against Carolina. Now we're starting to see what we expected to see all along. So we are taking Baltimore this week for 5 units. We're taking them at -14. I'm expecting this game to be somewhere in the 33-10 range when all is said and done. And I expect Haskins to possibly score more points for Baltimore than he scores for Washington. Had we been on this game earlier, the under 52 would have been a play, but now it's looking around 45, which really puts it in that harm's way with how much Haskins is able to speed up this game with turnovers for the Baltimore defense. If it's sped up enough and Baltimore gets easy points in short fields, then you're looking at the back door, or you're looking at Haskins against prevent late in the game, which could push us over the 45. 52 was really nice, 45, not so much. So we are going to play 5 units on Baltimore, -14 this week, expecting Haskins to crater and expecting Washington's win one for the Gipper emotional roller coaster to find its way back to neutral. In the comments below, you'll find our year to date. We are up for the season. Last week was our first week where we didn't pull a little bit of a profit. Unfortunately, the Rams let us down. This week, we look to get right back on the horse, start making some profits, and adding to our bankroll for the later stages of the season. Love you guys. We need you. Stay strong, and I'll see you on the other side.